Bricks and Minifigs is your one-stop shop for all things LEGO. Hit the link below to find a store near you.
My name is Jason Gianou. I've been working on this build for about a year. Started last time I actually came to BrickCon, and I saw all the great mocks, and I thought, hey, I can do that. So this is my first shot at making a mock. So what I've got here is the siege of the gates of Minas Tirith. So there's kind of three major things that are happening. You've got sort of the Witch King that's flying overhead, and all of the sort of the guards are panicking. You've got the siege happening here with the battering ram that's obviously failed, and Grand is slowly moving forward. And then the third scene is sort of we've got a siege tower over here with Pippin fighting off one of the orcs and Gandalf looking there, ready to fight the next set of folks that are coming in. So what I started with kind of an idea of a small section of it, and I just kind of kept building and building and building. The masonry white brick was my best friend here. I think there's over 4,000 white masonry bricks in this set, and it was a real pleasure to build.
Yeah. I love the scale of each of these areas here, so maybe starting with this section over here, kind of take us through the action, and then we can go to each of these spots.
Sure, yeah. So the Nazgul is, sort of flying ahead. This is the Witch King here with the most, true, Lego brick built head that I could come up with. And the sort of the tower, you can't actually see it, but inside the tower is a spiral staircase that actually goes down the entirety of the build. I did that for who knows why, but I ended up doing it for fun. So there's a door on the other side of this that takes us out to sort of the central area, and then a door on here that brings us up to the top. There's actually a stair column that you can see if you look around the back side of that other one. There's a little hidden door in there. Pretty hard to see from this angle, but you can kind of see this hidden stair in there. And then there's a stairs that brings you down to the back side of the gate as well. That's kind of what's happening in that section. At the front gate, that was one of my favorite pieces to make for sure. It consisted of a lot of the sand green parts that everybody knows and loves maybe. Some of those are pretty hard to get, but I did find a couple of those helmets from an earlier Lord of the Rings set, actually, as what the sand green ones are. And on the sort of the battering ram here, Grand, my first iteration with it did not go so well. My wife's claimed it to be looking more like a hippo than it was a wolf. So this is my maybe third or fourth attempt at it, and I think it turned out pretty well. But the trolls are sort of pushing it forward while the beasts are kind of pulling it along as well, and sort of taking us on to the final piece of the build here, which is the siege tower. We've got this, the scene of the siege tower being pushed up by this troll, and all the orcs are kind of climbing up the stairs to jump out and attack, the Gondorian soldiers here, and take Minas Tirith. So this was an extremely fun build, like I said, to make, and it took me a lot of time, but it was a really gratifying experience for sure.
Yeah. Where did you get the various minifig parts and armor from for the build?
Yeah, so a lot of those I got them online. They're third-party minifig parts for that. But my intention is that hopefully someday, when they bring out a Lord of the Rings Minas Tirith set, that's actually Lego, that I'll buy a whole bunch of them. I do have a couple of the new Dragonborn armor, as you can maybe see in some of those minifigs. There's actually one right over there that he's kind of got this sort of terrified look about himself over the Nazgul. So that is, I think, one of the most true, armor pieces you can get that would work well in this type of build. Extremely hard to find, but really great minifig armor there. And then, I think that's really it for the most part. I did make my own custom Gandalf minifigure because the other Gandalf, the white minifigure, is only, I think, in a couple sets at most. So, yep.
Do you know the piece count for the entire build?
I have a rough idea, and I want to say it's somewhere in the order of 15,000, I would say. There's a lot of small parts, and then all the mills plates, which is sort of a lot of extra brick that's being added in there. A lot of little plates here and there, and just a lot of tiny little details that are kind of tucked away in various places. A lot of the base of it, to keep the structure all in place, is actually, I use some of my kids' Duplo as a base structure. Works really well for that.
Yeah. Really impressive stuff here, and I love all the big attack scenes you made. So the contrast of the White Castle with the siege equipment is really cool. I'm glad you were able to bring this out. Do you have any plans for other kind of Lord of the Rings builds in the future? Where do you plan to build in the future?
Yeah, so I plan on taking this apart, as sad as it is, and then I'm actually going to use the white pieces to make the Tower of Icthelion at the very top, and I'm going to try and make it be a really grand, big, modular type piece. Probably larger than Barad-dûr, but I think maybe 4 feet tall or so. We'll see, maybe next year.
Sounds good. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.